welcome to the Hold the Vision podcast. I am your host, Chidi, Kids, Becky, whatever you want to call me, you know how it goes. I get called all sorts. So let's just keep it moving. I've got two
Ow.
great people with me. I'm so glad you're both here tonight. I've got two great people with me, beautiful energy from the both. And first, I have the beautiful, glamorous Glamz Tan, each and every time. Goodbye. And we're joined by the amazing artist. I've been preying your thing, Savvie. He's doing bits, in the music
energy.
world. Yeah.
Appreciate you,
No, your
bro.
energy is amazing. But guys, I'll start off. Tan, tell me a bit about yourself. Tell the guys where they can find you and what you do,
Um,
etc.
okay, well, I call myself a creative because I do many different things. I'm a podcast host of the podcast creator of the Talk With podcast. I've been doing it for 6 years and yeah, I love it. It's my baby. I also write scripts. I'm writing one right now. I'm a singer-songwriter. I did it from when I was 10 and I still write songs. I do events as well. And yeah, I'm a radio host as well. Just taking a little break at the minute, but I do loads of stuff. So that's me.
Amazing, amazing, a woman of many talents. So, Savvy, tell me about you. Tell the guys where they can find you, what you do.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, so I'm Savvy, as some of you guys already know, and yeah, I'm an artist born originated from South East London, but I'm based in Northampton now. I basically make music for hip hop, soul, gospel kind of vibes, of kind of like a hip hop soul kind of like, yeah, kind of like rap and melodies integrated into one kind of like special recipe, and that's kind of my thing. So yeah, I'm just the guy that likes to create in all fields and in all areas of life. I just see myself as a creator, not really as an artist. So I'm just always a credit. I'm just in everything right now. So yeah, that's my story so far.
Yes, we love it, man. Good vibes and good energy, man. That's all we need, 100%. We've got some great topics this evening to get through. And so the first topic is, which was chosen by Savvy, given to me by Savvy, is divinity, social media, and popular culture and how they interconnect. Our second topic will be rising above situations that lower our vibration. And
Mhm.
our final topic will be how can we help to influence the next generation? And then I've got a little bit of a mind bender question to ask you that's going to
I
make you think
cannot
before you
wait.
think off.
I'm
Yeah,
ready.
it's a
I'm ready.
very random one, and it was sent to me today. But yeah, let's kick off with our first topic, which is divinity, social media, and popular culture and how they interconnect. Savvy, I'm going to come to you first because it's your chosen topic. I
Yeah.
want you to, you can lead us. You can lead
Yeah.
us.
I guess it's like, what it's like. Well, I kind of want to kick into the fact that at the end of the day, this is a conversation, and I think it's something that we
Mhm.
should like embrace. It's not just me saying my own thoughts, my own ideas, me contributing something to the culture
Yeah.
in a positive way. And I think we need to discuss how things are. So because
Kevin.
you see now in culture how things are just shifting in a very, you see a lot of negative reputations of people doing certain things in the community that doesn't represent a lot of people. And
Yeah.
when I proposed that topic to you, divinity and social media, and how it all interconnects, is as funny because my pastor at my recent church basically invited me to an event I missed unfortunately, where they were going to discuss around divinity and popular culture, how it integrates, and there was a whole like workshop and session, and I missed it. I thought, damn, I'd love to go somewhere like that to actually understand what the perspective is from the church on that, rather than someone that does maybe not as dedicated to going to church compared to someone else. And personally, I just think that it's a conversation we just need to have. I think right now divinity is misrepresented in culture. I just think I just
100%.
think, I just think, I just think
100%.
it I just think it is. I think it's just not. I don't think we are. I don't think for men and women that we're not giving across all cultures and all races. We're not giving the right. We're not pushing the right messages amongst the masses. There's people in this culture that represent the church in such good way. And I see it all the time. And people that stand for something great, something good. But I think we need more of it. We need more. We need more people with more voices and more legs to stand on. And it's such a long conversation. But ultimately, the only way to create change is to actually have more people step up and more people come up the shadows and speak and
Mm,
speak for divinity and connect those three elements together. So that's my kickstart in that respect. But obviously, open to
I can come.
conversation.
Yeah.
So,
Um, that's a sorry,
No,
Chuds, that's a very, very
say
interesting
Anne. I was
one.
going to say you go. Yeah.
We're not in the generation that we're in now. I feel like there's not enough people like speaking up. I agree with you. I reckon there's a lot of people that are more silent because of how society makes it that if you talk up, you know, you get like ridiculed, you get tarnished or whatever for actually having a voice. I've always said I don't believe that there is such thing as freedom of speech in this era, in this generation, in this, like, I just don't believe, because you know, you could say something and be talking the truth and you can get, you know, seen as, oh, people can see it as, oh, you're chatting shit, or you're a conspiracy theorist, or you're this. It's like there's no one can express anymore, so people stay quiet. There's so many distractions happening right now, so many things that are trying to steer us away from the truth, all over social media. And it's just for the people, the shepherds. We need more shepherds out here. We need more leaders here. We need more people to have their voice, have their say. I'm a very strong believer of the Most High. He's got to be through everything. Everything. So amen. I will always, you know, speak highly of God and everything. And I see it as with church. I grew up going to church. I grew up singing in church, choir, all of them thing there, the plays, everything. I was there. Yeah. But I got to a point where I stopped going for a while. I still do like Bible studies at home and everything. But it got to the point that I kind of felt that some of the churches I was going to, there was a lot of hypocrites at some of the churches that I went to. And, you know, you'll see it as it's saying one thing in the Bible and then people doing a completely different thing. So I don't want to bore you lot. I don't want to bore you lot.
Keep going. Keep at it. I love it.
I just felt like it was a lot of like hypocritical of saying one thing and then doing lots of other stuff, being very intrusive. Some, not all, being very intrusive, being some very nosy, gossipy. And I was thinking, wait a second. Some people come into church because they feel like this is a safe place. It's meant to be safe, you know, meant to be no judgment, you know, as we say, only God can, you know, judge. So when I started to see certain things from others, not talk about me personally, but when I started to see certain things, it made me feel like, wow, like, where is safe? Nowhere's safe. I'll be in my yard, be reading my Bible. God still hears me, you know, even if I'm in my house. God still hears me. Wherever we are and we pray, God is still hearing us. But they just say to be in the church, to, you know, intent with the masses, to talk and to learn. But I just see it as generally, there's so many people I know personally. That's why this is a very good topic, that don't feel like they can speak their voice. They feel like they're suffocating because of how society is so judgmental. And I'm so judgmental. And I'm just like, do you know what? I just see it as, I haven't been back to church since, I'm not going to lie, but I still believe in my God, I still fast and that, but I have to feel it. I have to actually feel that this is the right church for me, the right place for me. That's just me personally. I feel like it's good to just be, I think alignment, be aligned with God, be aligned in your belief. Don't be afraid to speak your truth. We're not always meant to agree at all. We're all meant to have our individual voice. You understand? So, evening, Lainey. Big up yourself. Don't be scared of standing out and standing for something. Start standing. Be a leader, not a follower. And if you see it, stand on something, or you're for anything. You know. So
it's so true. It's like, you know, I grew up. My grandmother was a Seventh-day Adventist, and my granddad was a Christian, and you know, they went to church and stuff, and you know, we had to do the thing where she went to church on a Saturday, we would fast on a Friday, go to church on a Saturday, and then break our fast and stuff. And it just became a part of the routine, and I actually didn't know what it meant until I got older and I started actually really looking into it. I've always believed in God. I've always believed in a higher being. I know that I'm being guided, guarded, and protected. And I feel like, when you have these conversations with people, a lot of people are like, oh, here you go, whatever. A lot of people are so closed-minded to, you know, to religion, Christianity. We already know as a collective that the religion is like a trigger word. It's like a big trigger word out there. When you speak about religion, it's like religion, it brings war, it brings conflict, it brings argument. People are losing sight of what it actually means. And, you know, when Kanika said it all starts at home, and I really do think it all starts at home, because I got to the point where I just stopped going to my nan's church, because I was just like, you know, there's a lot of, like you said, Tan, there was a lot of hypocritical people there, a lot of judgmental, and you shouldn't have to go to church and feel a way about it. So I think it's about finding the right setting that you can fit in, but it's also about being confident, about being able to spread the word outside of the church as well, without people saying, you know, when people knock people's door, they give out leaflets and stuff, and they're like, oh, here we go again. But there's a beautiful church where I live, and some amazing people, and they always come and knock the door. They will ask you how you are. They don't come and try and preach to you. They don't try and, you know, offload on you, whatever. They would just give you advice and guidance and say, look, we're just checking in on you. How's your faith? Where are you at within your journey? How are you feeling? Because remember, God doesn't judge, and if he does, it's for our greatest good. So, you know, we just need to know that there is always somebody there to give us the answers, give us clarity, give us the motivation and inspiration as well, while as we navigate our way through this whole human experience, because it's tough. It's very tough. And I just think a lot of people are not confident enough to speak about certain things, especially on social media, because look how it gets. You put up one thing and then
you go viral.
And more time, it's mostly negativity. It's always negativity. And I'm like, how can you put up something so beautiful and get a negative response? It doesn't make any form of sense to me. Savvie, talk to me.
I feel, ladies, I feel everything you're saying. I feel every word. And honestly, I send voice notes to my friends, family, collectives, all the time. I sometimes say 5, 10, 15-minute voice notes just going on about divinity, like, because it's something that, you're right, I think that a comment is so powerful, starts at home, because you're right, it does start with yourself. It starts with you and your own journey. You have to spark that relationship with God, because even though my journey is a bit different, but even though I kind of experienced God through being in this crazy world, I kind of got saved from this crazy world, and then I got a chance to connect with God in my own time. But the initial phase was me getting God reached out to me, God anointed me, and I came into that moment. But like, I think for you to hone your relationship with God, you do need to be by yourself with the Word. It's just it's hard to do. The simple things there. It's just simply hard to do. It's hard to dedicate time all the time routinely to pray, to invest, to fast, to remind yourself to repent, and all these things that comes with being and having a relationship with God. It's hard because we're busy people, and we're caught up in secular lives, in the secular world. You know what I mean? So it's hard, but that's where the right church can serve you well, because if you go to a community that understands your journey, understands where you're at, so they want to embrace and teach you and educate you and uplift you and empower you, then you start to build a community. Because I think there's a saying in the Bible around two people in the room that love God. Is like, it's so much more different compared to one person. It's like 10x. It's a 10x experience. It's like a whole. I don't know the actual phrase, but basically more people that truly are aligned with God in the same room, in the same environment. You truly level up in your relationship with God, because it's just an energy thing. Like, there's just more angels. There's more vibes around you. So so that's what I would say. It's conflicted, because you're right, like I said at the beginning. There's so much hypocrites in Christianity, and the people are steered away from the true core message and essence of the Word and Christ and the purpose of Christianity. I think people are kind of misguided and disillusioned at the moment, but I do see my timelines people that are standing up. They're rising slowly. They're building platforms. They're coming up.
I agree.
I see it.
Slowly but surely, everyone's coming together as a collective. And do you know, as I get older, the conversations that I have with my friends God is the common denominator in every conversation. I don't think I have any friends, whether they go to church, whether they openly worship, whatever. Honestly, even my one friend, my bestest friend in the whole world, and she's never showed signs of religion. She's never shown signs of having faith, nothing, And I know she was going through a real hard time in her life, and it was almost like an awakening. And she contacted me the one day and she said to me, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I spoke to God yesterday and he spoke back and I have the answers and I know everything is going to be okay. And from that, honestly, her life just, it
And
leveled
then,
her big time.
and then,
Like everything changed. Like she
yeah,
stopped going out partying, she stopped drinking, she stopped smoking, she stopped doing everything, and she's got an amazing job now. And you know, her life, her family's in order, everything's beautiful. And she said it's because what she said sometimes when it comes to you, it comes to you, and you know. And you listen because you have no choice but to listen.
Yeah.
facts,
And she said she also said that she's learned to not just speak to God when things are bad or sad or she's in a pickle. She's grateful every day.
that's
And I
it.
think, yeah, I think the collective are waking up, you know.
But do
100%.
you know what? Do you know what I think is so crazy that with God, I feel like he puts us in the situations where we have to only focus on him.
Yes.
It has to only solely be about him. We
Yeah.
have no choice but to listen to him, because obviously it is that we shouldn't put our all or our trust in man, isn't
Yeah.
it? I can't quote the Bible all like that. We're not no preacher, but you know, I know that, you know, but I know that it's a we shouldn't put our trust in man, but only in him. And if you've realized, like, there's always times when, obviously, back in the Bible, all the prophets, they would always be like alone at times. They'll always be isolated the majority of the time. And I feel like when people in isolation, I found that when I was isolated, I felt like I became more stronger
Yes.
within myself. I needed to go through periods of being alone, literally, so that can strengthen me a lot, even myself, and be a lot more. Obviously, I pray. Obviously, I wasn't praying as much. I've always believed in God, as I said, but now I have to, even if it's like a 30-minute, I read something or I listen to something called gospel. I love gospel music. And a little verse, or I've got the Bible app on my phone, just a little prayer or affirmation or something, just to acknowledge and just to thank God every day. Cover my children, cover myself, cover all of my friends, and just take control of the day. And
Yeah.
then I just go on about my business,
Yeah.
just something, you
Yeah.
know. That's what I
Yeah,
do now.
and you know that's why I wanted to talk about divinity today. Everything you just mentioned, like, it's exactly why I was talking divinity, because divinity is like another level of like your relationship with God, and divinity
Mm.
speaks on that one-to-one relationship with religion. Religion is more of it's like a collective belief
Yeah.
system that you just taught you to do this, do that, do this, do that, and have instructions, etc., laws, whatever. But the divinity is about your actual time with God, that you actually taking time to say, I'm gonna sit down on a busy Saturday, and everyone's out partying, and I'm gonna sit down with my Bible and pray to God. And that's divinity, is you taking yourself out of the flesh into the spirit. You know what I mean? So
Into the spirit.
that's
Yeah.
Matrix,
that's how I
isn't
want to
it?
reflect on that.
No, 100%. It's so true. Big up to everyone who is in the comments. Big
Yeah,
up Kanika, guys. If you do not
big
follow
up
the
to
Abundant One, go and follow up their page. Their music, their message, and their movement is beautiful. My Black Heart Holly, my good friend, she said, you've got to have an attitude of gratitude, and the universe loves to reciprocate and gives you more to be grateful for. And this is
facts,
what it is. There
facts.
is power in faith. There's so much power in faith and manifestation. And I was having this conversation today with True Talk, and we were saying, do you know what? You know, everything that we think, the thoughts and the feelings that we're feeling at the time, we don't realize that stuff manifests, because it's like when we're doing that, we give it to God. If you're confused about something, give it to God. If you're lost, if you're, in a bad place, give it to God, because the answer will be revealed to you 100%. And I'm a firm believer in that. I'm
Yeah.
definitely a firm believer. Yeah, man. Oh, I love it.
Hey,
I love
Aw,
it. I just
I love
love
her.
it because no, honestly, because obviously I've been doing the podcasting thing since 2020, and I decided, even though I love the conversations about relationships and all the trending topics and stuff like that, it's great, but it's so good to talk about these open topics, things that people are thinking but don't speak on.
Facts, facts,
So
facts.
yeah, I absolutely loved it.
100%.
And I loved it. I wondered how this was going to go, like this first topic. And but then I thought, nah, I got the two correct people, like Dragami is the perfect people to talk
Aw.
about it.
You're doing great
But
hosting as
yeah,
well. You got this. You're doing great hosting as well. So I see
oh,
you as
thank
well. I see you doing your
you
thing.
Yeah,
so
you
much.
are. You're
I
the
just
amazing
try.
host, darling.
I'm a holding the fort until our actual host, who is Mr. DJ Sticky Fingers, has taken a sabbatical. He's working on other projects at the minute. So I do the online stuff, and then when we go into the studio, he does the hosting in there. But I think I'm doing a better job than him, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm not gonna lie. But yes, and so yeah, that takes us into our second topic, which is rising above situations that lower our vibration. And this is where I think faith comes into this as well, because you got to check yourself, you know. So we can get into situations that could take us out of character. And, you know, I was in a situation at the beginning of the week with my daughter. There was a lot going on. But Monday morning, you know what I mean? Got her. We said our affirmations. We said our prayers. Everything was good. She went to school. It was 5 minutes past 9. She starts school at 9. There was a problem at 5 minutes past 9. And honestly, it was, you know, and it was one of, you had to be patient, and I had to be, you know, calm and those kind of things, because I hate it when my daughter's upset. That it gets to me. It's the one thing that will get me out of character. You upset the child, I'm coming for you, and I'm forgetting how holy I am. Yeah, that's what happened. So it's about grounding ourselves and learning, having the tools and the skills to sort of regulate our emotions if we're going through something. What does that mean to you guys? And Anne, I don't know if you want to go. Rising above situations and lower your vibration. Talk to me, girl.
Well, you know me. I have my time.
Smoky. She's smoky.
Why you beating me up on the live? Oh, no, joking. You know what? It's like, you know what's so crazy? I'm actually a calm person, yeah, but then, you know, when you just go through so much stuff in your life and you're just like, your tolerance goes low, man. My tolerance is low now. Like, I'm just like, I can't take any crap, like, no bullshit. And I always tell people, don't let this pretty face fool you now. Listen, I say me little but me talawa. I say it every time. I say, because I'm like, sometimes certain things bring us out of character. Like, of course, our children, 100%. And that's the top. That's at the top. And just, do you know what it is? I try to keep myself away from anyone who, you know, I don't align with, or that rubs me up the wrong way. I've learned to just keep myself away from situations that are going to bring me out of character. That's how I just become now. And obviously, you know, our group chats are so funny. Like, I always say to Nads and Jody, listen, you lot know, yeah, anyone troubles you, call me. I'm coming.
Call us. But you know what's making you, you know, but this is where I admire you and how you're able to regulate, because as much as you will stand up for things, you do it peacefully. The way you do it is calm, and it's peaceful, and it's very amicable, and you're able to diffuse a situation. And I think that's what it's about. It's about regulating, isn't it? Big time.
Yeah, because it's so crazy that it's so funny that Nads and Twitter's like, Tan, you're really fiery, ain't you? Like, you. I'm like, listen, I just don't take crap. I really don't. Like, if anyone has got any situation, I bet, what? Do you want me to come? Like, literally, when I was younger, I was a lot more like hot-headed. But obviously, as I got older, my mum and all of that, you have to calm it down a little piece. But yeah, it's still in there. You know, it's still in there. I just don't allow it to come out. I have learned to regulate 100%. But if it's something like I had to, then yeah, all guns blazing, mate. Like, I'm going in. It's on. It's on. It's on.
Game on and game over.
But yeah, it's like, you know, it's about growth, isn't it? And we kind of got to, because I know that when I was younger, oh my gosh, I would do first then think afterwards. Honestly, I didn't care, especially if I hate injustice. I hate when people are bullied. I hate when bad things are happening. And if I feel that I can do something to kind of think, but back in the day, I used to think, yeah, let me just go in guns blazing. But now I'm trying to, you know, actually, I'll just say, be in universe. show me what this is supposed to be teaching me, because I know there's a lesson somewhere. There's always a lesson in everything that happens, and not everything happens for a reason, and it's sent to you to sort of, I think it's to test your patience, test your faith, test everything, you know. So yeah, Sav, what about you? How do you find rising above situations that lower your vibration?
Yeah.
Because I know you must get into some things online, and so I've seen some of your stuff, and I know like
Yeah, it's a bit bad. It's a bit bad, but you know what it is. I run a TikTok page. I'm shameless plug right here called Struggling with Christ. You might have seen
yeah.
it already.
Yeah, I followed this.
Where I
Yeah,
reflect
yeah.
on the struggles of being a Christian and basically like topics, generalized topics that kind of come with struggle being a Christian. And I actually talked about this as well. I talked about this idea of yeah, this idea of kind of like not vibrations. I kind of reflected on forgiving your enemies, loving your enemies, and what Jesus talks about loving the enemies and all that kind of stuff. Like, all the passages there, but I think like when it comes to like vibration, at the end of the day, like there is a truth around you should be around people that are of the same frequency as
Yeah,
you, that
yeah.
and that's why I try to around people, similar-minded people, like-minded people that are on the same kind of path as me. But I know that at the end of the day, I'm human and I have emotions and I have things I've got to
Mm-hmm.
deal with personally. I've got challenges in my life and things I face day to day. I realize that when I go on social media, I can't control the algorithm, what I watch, what I consume. I can't see things that I can like posts and do this here and there. But when I'm on social media, what comes my way comes my way. I
Yeah.
have the choice in that. So even and that affects my mood, how I feel, what the things I learn, the things I consume as a person. So all these things play a factor. So like I've just learned to be a bit more like, honestly, I feel like me, I feel like every day it's just its own like challenge, and when it comes to frequency and vibrations, you just gotta like manage it as it comes. You know what I mean? It's simple as that.
Wow.
Like your lady said, like if you face you might face some BS here and there. You just gotta like you gotta thump someone at a time. You might have to thump and repent later. I don't know. But I mean, it's just the way life is. So you have to distill it as it comes, and that's what I've learned that I have to be a bit more like I need to kind of own the fact that this might happen to me at any time,
Yeah.
but I just need to be ready for that. I need to be ready for it and prepared for it, and just like war it out when it comes. And then end of the day, start the day when I repent and pray, then you get back to normal. So that's literally what it is. You just gotta tap
Yeah.
in, and you're just gonna deal with it. Because at the end of the day, we are human, and that's as simple as that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
true.
we are human, and that's the bottom line of it. Well,
Yeah.
good evening. I am Celia. Guys, if you don't, please go and follow her. Just follow her page, and then follow her other page in her bio,
Yeah.
because she's absolutely amazing.
You know
She's
what's
a
funny? You know
Pilates
what's funny?
baddie.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but I saw that comment just now about the situation is powerless about your reaction. This is why I tell myself to keep
Yeah.
calm. I read this article this morning actually, and I know God said it my way for sure, but it's about how to diffuse a narcissist.
Oh,
How to diffuse
okay.
it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's a crazy article, and I read it, and it basically to summary, there's so many points in it, but the main point is that giving them no energy or giving them love. You know what I mean?
And
And that,
Facts.
you know what I
That's
mean?
is it.
facts.
This
100%.
Crazy because
is it.
they feed off your reactions. That's how
Yeah, they
that's
do.
what motivates them. It's your energy, it's your response. And when you give them no energy, you give them love in response. They're confused. They're shambles.
They
They're
hate
So
it.
cool.
shambles.
They're
So
very
that's the way. That's how you
combative.
manage frequencies. Like just treat everyone loving it. Like even if you hate that person, give them love and move on. Like you can maybe curse to God or curse to your friend, but don't give them what they want to give. Don't give them what they want to get from you. Like if you know what they want from you, don't give it to them because
Mm.
they'll just fuel the mission even further. You know what I mean? And sometimes it
And then
might even
there's a
get.
saying.
Yeah, go on.
Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry to cut you. Sorry to cut you. No, sorry to cut you.
yeah,
Go. You go.
that's cool. That's actually it. That's actually it. Yeah, that's actually
Oh,
it.
no, I was gonna say just a saying. When someone can bring you out of character, they actually control your
They
emotions. They
control you.
control you.
I
They
was honestly, I was just going to say that. Big up to everyone who's joined so far. Big up Verbs. Listen, only one Verbs. Please
pick up
go and follow him. Go
the
and follow the Triggered Thoughts podcast. Honestly, they're doing bits. They're great. We've collaborated with them a few times, and honestly, they're just great people. And it's, do you know what? What you just said about giving people your energy, and it's, do you know what? But it's so hard, because when you're in certain situations, it's so easy to lose sight of that, and you're just like, you're ready to be defensive or to argue back, or my biggest thing is, one of the biggest things that I've had to work on is not to mirror people's energies, because I will do that. Like, I will do that. I will give you back what you give me, but I've had to learn, do you know what? Sometimes you have to just come with love. You have to come with peace, because they're shocked, and they're like, oh, okay. She's
Yeah,
not,
you
she's
That's
actually
enough.
not,
confuse. You
yeah,
have to
she's not
confuse them.
exactly confuse the enemy in it, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just like,
It's
but
the enemy.
and it's just and it's also what's important as well is one thing I've really learned since like you go through life, you have friends and whatever and stuff, but you find that the people who know you or the people you've grown up with, they know you in it, so, they know you more than anybody else. So I've got like my best friend again, she will fuel me in it, so I'll tell her something and she'll be like, yeah, do it in it. She'll egg me on, she'll say, nah man, they're taking a piss. You do that. But I've learned that you have to have people around you who balance you. So, being around Naz, being around Tam, if I've got a problem, honestly, I'll say to them, guys, I'm so sorry to offload on you, but I know it's not a burden to them.
Yeah.
And I'm able to talk to them and they will talk me through the situation. And then by the time you get to the end of it, you realize, you know what, it's not that deep and you don't really need to take it on board that much and not to allow people to upset you. Verb is another great one. He will come, he will notice things. Big up Verb, because he will notice things, and he will come to you and he'll say, look, I feel your energy. I feel what you're saying. Are you okay? And it's so great to have those people to talk to. So Celia's left a great comment. So Celia says, when me and my ex-boyfriend at the time used to argue, he would send me essays cussing me. Like non-stop, but I would never respond because to me, if I don't reply, you're just talking to yourself. Yes, Celia. Like she ain't saying that's the best way. Best way. I commend you. 100%. And that's the way. There's only so many ways you can deal with a person. But my grandmother used to say to me, and when they say old sayings and you think, what are they on about? But as an adult, I understand it. She said, when you're dealing with the devil, feed him with a long spoon. And that, you see that saying, I never understood what it was. I was like, what is she on about? But as I get older, I'm like, let me just lean back. Let me not connect. Let me not interact. Let me not do none of that because you're not taking me out of my position and you're not taking me off my frequency. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's crazy. And I'm not sure. Yes. I'm not sure if. Okay. Oh, Zena is saying that's me. That's me. Because that's how you have to do it. You can't play the game with the person because the more you play it, the more you're feeding it. The more you're feeding it, the situation escalates and it gets worse. It will never, ever get better. Zena said, not taking me off my throne. 100%. Sit on it. Yes. So, guys, before we go into our third and final topic, I'm going to give you a little mind bender now, because usually I have a scenario, for my guests. But a friend of mine, Mr. Carl Bull, let's put it out there to him, big up Carl every time. He rang me today and twisted my head top with this question, So he says, if the Earth is in the galaxy and the galaxy is in the universe, what is the universe in? Sounds like, do you want to read it again?
No, but you know what? Growing up, I used to study the galaxy, and that's so funny that you say that. I'm obsessed with all the galaxy, the planets, all of them thing there.
Yeah.
True though.
No.
There's so many different things. There's the Milky Way. There's the black hole. There's so much to it, but it's just
in space.
In space,
So do you want me to? So should I tell you what I said to him in the end? After I cussed him and called him all sorts for actually hurting my head today, But you know what I said? I said, okay, if the Earth is in the galaxy and the galaxy is in the universe, maybe, right, the universe is not in a place. Maybe the universe is within us.
Okay.
I was trying to be clever. I was trying to think outside the box. Because, so Lady said, the universe is in me. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those questions that's supposed to provoke your thinking.
Questions. It makes you think now. I'm going to be like, what the hell now? No, that's true. I love questions that make you think.
I think like my perspective is that I think that the universe is like, it's just literally like it's God's playground. I think that's what I call it.
Yeah, exactly.
God's playground, and God exists out of time, matter, and space. I mean,
Yeah.
he doesn't. He literally he oversees all. And but I like that saying that universe is in us because like we are. I think that just is metaphor. It's actually quite symbolic and quite poetic because we are the universe. We are literally God's living creations. We are his finest creation. So like I feel like you're right. The universe is kind of like it is us. You know what I mean, like we are part of it. You know what I mean? And we're all connected. I mean, and the thing is, like, I'm sure, like, if you look at it from an outside perspective, you're looking at the universe, looking in on us. They probably think that like we're like that they're us. You know what I mean? Like, I think like, I'm very like be personal. I feel that everything's got a conscience and some kind of like
Yeah.
some kind of thought pattern. So and whether that's an animal, whether that's a person, whether that's whatever, everyone's got a conscience. So
Yeah.
I think the universe looks at us like we're them. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's just it's quite poetic. It's just quite poetic. Yeah.
It is very poetic.
On January the 25th,
Mhm.
did you know that all the planets are going to be aligned? Literally.
Yes, they're all going to be
I'm
like that.
just so
I can't
buzzed
wait.
about it.
I cannot
I'm
wait.
excited.
Yeah, I love anything like that. I love anything like that.
Me as well. I love it. I'm so excited.
I love it. And Zena Marie says, that's a 10 a.m. question, not 9 p.m. Zena, he asked me at 10 a.m. That's the joke. It was 10 a.m. that he called me and he asked me that question. And I was just like, are you serious? My head, I can't take that right now. I'm thinking way too much. But when I thought about it, I just thought, the universe exists within us. So is it really about it being in an actual place, or is it a physical thing? Is it just something that exists within us? So the universe, we make up the universe. Do you know what I mean? God is the creator and has created all, and the universe is within us. That's how I interpreted it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that question. I thought it was a very good question, and it's
Good
something to
question.
kind of,
Very good. I like it.
yeah, and it's something to think about. It's very different as well. I was just like, okay, I've never asked a question like that before.
I'm going to answer other people now, so thank you.
Yeah, that is a good one, isn't it? Tam, we'll have to ask them tomorrow on the live. We'll have to ask people and just see what they, see what they come back with, because there's so many different answers you can come back with that. First of all, the first protocol is to think about, space and time and all that and energy and where the planets are and everything. But if we kind of just keep thinking, we're going to come up with more answers. So I don't think there's no right or wrong answer to that question. However you feel or whatever you think, isn't it? Yes. So guys, our final topic for the evening is, how can we help to influence the next generation? Oh my gosh, this is a big one. It's a big one because let's be real, there's a lot going on in the world right now. There is so much, I feel like, I was saying to my brother the other day, go back and read the book of Revelations, and I swear that's what we're living. We're literally living the book of Revelation. That's how we feel. Yeah, there's so much going on. I mean, there's war, there's famine, there's, the cost of living, there's people dying every day, people killing each other, illness, disease, so many things going around.
Even the oceans, there's loads of stuff being rediscovered now in the oceans all over the world. Fishes are dying, they're finding new species. Just it's crazy right now.
It is. It's like a time of this is where the time of self-development and self-discovery is really paramount, because you got to know who you are and you got to know what your place is and what you're here to do, because I feel like everybody has a gift, and if you don't exercise that gift, you could be potentially like not fulfilling your sole purpose. Even if it's just a little message that you need to put up there, or I'm not saying you got to be famous, I'm not saying you got to be all of those things, but even just one little message, even if you check up on someone, even if you go to a new shop that's open to help them along or whatever, you're playing your part in society. Burbs saying American government said aliens are in the ocean. See it there? Miss Mags, big up Miss Mags every time. She says Revelations is the truth in the Bible, and you're right. It's all been said in there, and it's happening.
Yeah, I agree. I honestly believe. It says, what does it say? Pay attention to the times, doesn't it? Does it say pay attention to the times?
Yeah.
Everything is happening. Even like the moon sometimes turning weird colours. Have you realised it turns? It does a blood moon. This is all happening. It's we're living in the times, man. The last days.
We
I
are.
genuinely believe
We
that. Genuinely believe
are.
that.
Yeah,
And I
I
think,
definitely would say though, like in terms of the topic, like in terms of inspiring generation, I think like you're right. I think we have to be accountable, like how we celebrate and help each other and with our gifts and our talents and our words. Like you say, you don't need to be like a famous influencer. You could just be someone that just influence your community or influence your people's, isn't it? Your people's, your environment. That's what it should be. It should be about how you're empowering your kin and empowering people around you and celebrating divinity with people that you care about, people that you love.
Mhm.
Like I think that's actually so integral. I feel like I'm honest with you. I definitely do agree that we're definitely living in the end times, but I feel like right now we're going through that what I like to call, I've researched on. I think it's called the Great Awakening, where
Yes.
basically
Yeah.
we're starting to
That.
we're
Yes.
starting to realize what's happening in our world. You know what I mean? And I think that's just due to so many of the internet. That's due to so many things happening, so many big discoveries. But like we're connected to the world now. We're seeing pain in front of our screens. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
like I feel every person. I feel like this whole situation in the world has kind of always been happening, but now we're just seeing it like on our live
Yeah. Everyone's eyes is
on our phones,
opening.
isn't it? On
That's
our
what
iPhones.
happened.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Mm.
No, it's so true, and it's like in regards to the next generation, I feel like they say we live in a woke generation, but I don't know because what is woke, first of all, and also as well, I think where social media plays such a big part in everyone's lives, especially the young ones. They live for it. That's how they communicate, how they connect with other people. That's how they learn things. It's crazy. Like when we were
Yes.
growing up, we actually learned from books and just listening and those kind of things. But now technology plays such a big part, and I think I feel like it's confusing the next generation as well.
Yes.
Because sometimes, like my daughter, she's 16, and she will say something to me, and she'll be like, "You know what? That actually don't sound right. I saw it on TikTok, and it definitely don't sound right." When she actually thinks about it, because remember, they're just looking at this information and absorbing it, and they're taking it at face value because it's on the internet, so it must be true. You know,
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah.
but when they really come away from it and look outside the box, it's like, oh, okay, when I do a little bit more research on that, that's actually not the truth. There's actually way more to it, and it's a
Yes.
little bit deeper. So,
I
and I think,
agree.
no, go on. Sorry, babe. So,
I agree. What I love is, and what I'm so grateful for is being an 80s baby where the real connections, life connections were made. It was actually being a child,
mhm,
growing together, hopscotch, knock down ginger, British, all of these amazing things. Families, the neighborhood, everyone looking after each other's children, the door
mhm,
could be open. Even if that child's not your child, you still look after everyone. There was so much love back then. Obviously, trouble happens everywhere, but I feel like back then it was so much more better than now. Now it is crazy. It's insane. Kids, I see videos, kids just was it disrespecting the elderly, like just disrespecting their mom, killing parents. Like there's just so much lack of respect now in the next generation with some of the youths. I
Yeah.
feel
mhm,
like there needs to be, I don't know, it's just guidance, man. But even though I've had this conversation so many times, a mum and a dad could even talk to the child and tell them, try and lead them down the path, a right path. But then when they go outside, we've got to just pray that our children is really embedded in that. We build them up, so we strengthen their mind now. It's the
yeah,
strength of their mind, and pray that they absorb everything that we teach them. Because when they go outside, there's so much influences outside now. That's what scares me is
mhm,
outside, and especially social media. Social media is good and bad, especially for the youths of today. I think it's bad. And
I
I
agree.
did say this. I said, and this is me being completely honest. I think that there should be a cap of when children should um
100%,
social media. I'm sorry, I don't feel that children should be on
100%.
social media.
100%.
No,
I
Yeah.
mean, I respect my daughter. She's getting older now and stuff. So, I'm trying to give her her own thing. But I'm like, you're still a child, and I'm still telling you, come off your phone and go to sleep. Because they will get so distracted and then they're up all hours of the night. Then that leads to depression. It leads to tiredness, anxiety, so many things because they're so used to just being on that screen,
Yeah.
looking, looking, looking. It's like they need the fix. And if they
Yeah.
don't have it, I
But
remember I took the phone off her and she was having withdrawals.
yeah.
Crazy.
But it's like societal conditioning. Like these kids are seeing other kids do the same thing.
Mm,
So you're at home on your phone, and you go to school and everyone's on their phone. Everywhere you're going, everyone's on their phone. Like
mm,
all kids see,
everywhere.
kids you know, it's the nature versus nurture. People can be obviously influenced by nature, but as a kid, nurture plays the biggest role. Like where you're around, the way you're influenced by that forms a big part of your development. You know what I mean? Like, and if kids see what they see all the time, they just become adept to that. You know what I mean? But
Cool.
but on the flip side, I'm seeing like rebels, like in some kids come out. I'm starting to see like some kids just doing a bit more. I don't know, just you're seeing a bit. You're seeing a lighter side to them when it comes to like approaching like their faith or approaching. You know, what I mean, just trying to be. You see kids they want better. The kids want hope. They want to be able to have the opportunity to connect to God and and live and have a better opportunity, have a better life. And this conversation goes so deeper than just kids. It's also like broken homes. It goes into so much.
Okay.
It's so much more deeper than just what the kids are doing. But all we can do ultimately is just guide in it, just guide and lead the way and do the best we can to set an example.
Pray.
And the
Pray
biggest thing
that
is
listen.
to break generational curse. You know, I mean
A
Yeah,
generational
that's the purpose of
you hear
generation. I mean,
facts.
Yeah, yeah, it's 100%. I'm
And
gonna
there
read
was
some of these.
definitely more of a community back then.
Oh yeah, that's I was just about to read out the comments. So Verbs is saying facts can being a child in a real community, and Miss Mag said it was a real community back then. Verbs also says, let me just read out this comment because it's a nice long one. Hold on, oh god,
Big
my
up nerves.
screen's doing the most. Verbs, why you giving me essays to read out though, bro? Uh, it says it's because parenting nowadays is about raising the youth without accountability. There's always excuses and reasons for them when they do the craziest shit. Bring back accountability for kids. Do you know what? That's a powerful one as well.
100%.
Because you know what? It can start as it could no, it's okay, Verbs. Trust me, I'm only playing with you. It can start off as simple as your child's playing up, your child's playing up. You don't want to listen, you got a headache, you're agitated, you can't be bothered. Take the phone and just do that, watch that, go on YouTube, do whatever, get out my face. And then it goes from that, something as simple as that, to even as deeper as not acknowledging what your child does. Like my child has done things that is not even like it's not even a smidget of what a lot of these children are doing, but I will come down hard on her. And when I say hard, I don't, it's not physical discipline or anything like that. I just have to tell her, I know you're navigating your way through life, yeah, and you're going to make mistakes. And the only way you're going to learn lessons is if you make mistakes, yeah. But at the same time, you have to be held accountable for everything that you do. You have to be able to recognize when it's wrong, when it's right, and when it's needed and when it's not. And I think a lot of these, you do see a lot of parents struggle, because I worked with children for 13 years, and a lot of the problems with the children, especially in the high school, was that I can't speak to him, he's rude, he's disobedient, he's all those things. But what we need to remember is children live what they learn, and they are a reflection of you 99% of the time. So if you can see a problem coming, it's best to face it head on rather than ignore it, sweep it under the carpet. Because once you do it once, then you do it twice, then you do it 3 times, and the next thing, your child's a whole convict. It's crazy. And if you allow them to be out there, like my daughter, she's not allowed. She can go certain places with her friends, and then your ass is back in the house because there's nothing good out there. There's nothing good out there for you. Even my brother said to her the other day, like, what are you doing? Where are you going? And she said, oh, I'm just walking down the road to give my friend her charger. And he was like, no, you're not. There's nothing good out there. She can get it tomorrow. And it's so true, because children are going out there. There was a poor young girl, 14-year-old girl, walking her dog in the daytime, yeah? In the daytime. And she got sexually attacked by an old man in the park. And she's walking her dog. That's what I'm saying. The world is not a safe place for them to be out there. So I think...
Can I just say something after you finish?
Yeah.
Basically, do that with my kids. I have everything, like their phones are all linked to mine. So if they try to go onto an app, it will say approve or alert me. No matter where I am, it will alert me. Be like, okay, obviously their names, or give me their names. And I'll be like, listen, I just disapprove.
You're not
what do you think you're doing? You're not going on Snapchat. You're not like everything's, and there's parental a lock on it. Only I have access to it. I don't
Because
play. I
it's
don't
too
play.
dangerous, especially
Yeah, no.
Snapchat, because they think they're speaking to, kids that are their own age, whatever. This the all time they're speaking to big grown people who are trying to groom them. That's what I mean. There's so many things out there trying to get at children right now, whether it's crime, whether it's, gang related, whether it's, groomers and those kind of things. It's all coming at them. And
Yeah.
I do feel for them. And I
And
know that it was going on when we were younger. Yeah, it was, but it wasn't like this.
yeah, but do you know what it is? It's so many like words come to mind, like accessibility. I mean, the fact that kids nowadays are, or kids in general, are just and they're accessible to so much nonsense in the world, because just simply because of like,
Mm,
you can connect to someone you don't even know in a different country in a matter of minutes on your phone. Like it's just like it's right
crazy
in front
work.
of you. You know what I mean? So it's just that the world is a different place now, and you're right. The idea the parenting needs to take accountable, needs to be accountable for making the kids accountable, and
Hmm.
also being aware. I think awareness plays a part as well, because there's also being aware that if you say something, there could be repercussions for what you say.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have to be prepared for that. You know what I mean? You can't just freedom of speech can exist within the household, but you have to understand whatever you say. You can face you face judgment, you face judgment, you face consequences as well what you're saying. So I think awareness is so important. Like when it comes to a kid, like knowing what you say like has meaning behind it. You know what I mean? Has weight.
yeah.
So and yeah, and guidance is everything. You got to guide our kids. You got to give our kids opportunity to become the flowers they're meant to be. You know what I mean? So yeah,
100%, and they gotta have that guidance, and they gotta have, I say to my daughter, you have faith in what you're doing, have faith in the way you're moving, in the way you act, in what you want to do in life, and those kind of things, and it will carry you through each and every time.
yeah.
Kanika says, bring back the days when it took a village to raise them. Just
I think
trust me,
the
trust
Bird had
me.
one as well. Bird
Um,
was saying, yeah,
Miss
finish
Mag
that.
saying, Miss Mag says, exactly. People want to be friends with their kids and not parent them properly. Verb says, snap. Same here. Also, my kids have to give me their phones when we're at family events. They're not allowed to sit on their phones when they should be using their social skills. And that's a big one. That's another big one. And Miss Mag
I
says,
agree.
mine are all young adults now, but I was the same. I had find my phone and they gave me their phones at their bedtimes and had passwords. Yes, I think it's about putting things in place. A lot of people say, oh, well, I can't do it. Now, if you do it from the jump, yeah, it's always going to be a thing.
Yeah,
If you have to make it, and this is where parenting, you can't be friends with your child. And do you know what? I used to think because it was just me and my daughter, I'm raising her by myself and stuff, and whatever. And you do sometimes tend to, because sometimes it's just me and her, and I'll talk to her, and I think, right, like you're not even my friend like that. Like you're my whole daughter. Let me not talk to you like that. I kind of lost my way in it, and it's just, and it became like I used to treat her a certain way and everything, and give her that, I gave her that space to say, you're kind of, I'm not saying they're beneath you, but I put her on the same level as me. Do you get me? And it became very detrimental at a point. I went through a very hard time with her where her behavior slipped and she was doing a madness, and I had to really rein it in and say, no, do you know what? I'm the parent. You're the child, and I'm trying to guide you the best way that I can. It doesn't come with a handbook, and nobody's perfect, but I'm going to try and steer you in the right direction. And it's about boundaries. You have
Yeah,
to have boundaries with your children
mm,
because they will cross them. We all
I
know
agree.
children, they will cross them. And Kanika says it's definitely about having a balance, but know when it's mothering time. Don't test me. Fast.
Me,
Don't test me. And Kanika
100%.
knows because Kanika's got big kids as well. Do you get me? So you have to
Yeah.
be able to. It's definitely about balance. It's definitely, and it's like, Sav, I know because because you're a Christian and you're really into your faith and stuff. How do you think is the best way to go about? Because my daughter spoke to me today and she said to me, I prayed the other day, man. I prayed by myself. And I was
oh,
like,
beautiful. That's beautiful.
Oh, wow.
I tried not to be too gassed, you get me? I was like, hey. She went,
Beautiful.
because I do believe in God and I know He's there. I know He's watching over me because I've been in certain situations or things have happened and I prayed on it and then it's okay the next day. And I was like, oh, right, okay. So I was like, what I want to ask you, Sav, is how do you think, how do you go about kind of introducing God to children? Because they don't want to listen and they don't want to
Yeah,
really
yeah.
think about it.
Yeah. Well, the
Mhm.
fact, I'm not going to kid to myself at the moment. Obviously, I'm basically yeah. So I can never actually I can never tell someone how to tell their child to introduce God into their life. I think you just got to embody embody what you want your child to be. It starts with you.
Yeah.
It starts with your actions, your personality, your
Mm-hmm.
communication, your language, your energy, your vibe, your, like you say, your temperament, and also your, the hierarchy is also important. You know that they're the child and you're the parent. That's important as well. And I think as well, I think it becomes easier to introduce something like God into a child's life when you have a united household. And it might be single, you might be with a partner, but it needs to be like whoever's in the household needs to be, or everyone needs to be on the same page. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there needs to be a family element.
It helps. It helps having a man and woman in your life, a father and a mother in your life that can actually provide
Definitely.
those guidance. You know, what I mean, it can be a big, it can be integral towards a child. Because I think when a child sees one person doing it, they're like, okay, they're doing it. But when they see a group of people doing it, like, you know, oh, maybe I should. But it's just a human nature. People just kids will be more drawn to what's happening in the masses, not in what's happening.
And
They take in that individual experience, but the masses connect them. So I feel like at the end of the day with God, like, is this what you're doing? Like, are you, and if
yeah,
you are a Christian, are you embodying what Christian should be doing? And even if you're not a Christian, it's someone that's more spiritual, more divine. Then what are you doing to showcase your, what are you doing to do for you? What actions are you doing every day to show the connection to God and show the connection, the relationship with Christ, or whatever you believe in? So I think ultimately it comes down to your actions, and then your kid kind of takes from that. Your kid watches that and takes it in, obviously. And as you teach them, as you show them elements of your faith, and like in my case, with Christ, I'll show them elements and stories that made me want to come into Christ and maybe build my relationship. That's better. The kids love stories. Kids love hearing, if it's fun stories or serious stories, or whatever how age they are. Like, people love stories. So I think giving that chance to create a relationship where kids can understand why God is so important, and that's the key thing, is understanding the why. Like, if there's no like there's no core reason behind believing in God, then kids won't connect. You know what I mean? So give them the why, and the why is, like, you know what I mean, it's grace, it's peace, it's salvation, etc. So yeah, that's
yeah,
that's that's the way I
yeah.
see it.
No,
That's
100%. I totally agree. And I feel like, like I'm a very spiritual person. I've always believed in a higher being, and I know that everything is energy and frequency and vibration, and that's how I've always been. And my daughter is very much on that. She's the same. Very much, she knows when energy is correct. She knows when it's weird. She knows when it's wrong, when it's right. She knows about those things, and it's just, I think it's definitely about how you speak. And when, they will ask you about things like, do you know when you were younger, like, were you, and I will always kind of tell her the stories of it, and I'll tell her, if it's a bad story, I'll just say to her, like, that's how I know God was with me. That's how I know someone was watching over me, because it could have gone so left. And the places I've walked and the things I've done and the people I've been around and situations I've been in, it's like, it's crazy that I'm actually still here, isn't it? Like, when you have those experiences. And I always say to her, like, she'll say, why do you think it was all okay? And she'll ask questions and stuff, and I'll just say, yeah, man, that's definitely God was with me.
Yeah,
100%.
facts.
100%, because
Facts.
whether it's God you believe in, or whether it's, well, however you want to identify with it, I think everybody has some level of faith. At some point in their life, everybody has some level of faith and some awareness that there is a higher being.
Yeah,
yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah, facts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
facts.
Yeah. What about you, Tan? How do you, like, sort of talk to your children about certain things?
Um, with us, we pray together. We pray. We all
Beautiful.
hold hands and we pray together. All of us. Maybe not all the time, but like in a circle. But I've taught them. They know the Lord's Prayer. And before we eat as
Yeah.
well, they know that. And my family, my mom, my siblings, their kids, we pray and stuff. So they know.
Yeah.
They're like the Bible apps on their phones, and they've got little Bible books they've had from like church and everything. So yeah, they know that God's very important and He's the overall,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
So yeah.
No, that's beautiful, man. I think it's nice. And I just think, love and, unity and divinity, all of these things are what creates, like, a greater world. And it creates more peace. And I think that's what the world needs, is peace. And we need to we need to be we need to have more peaceful humans, because I think when you're coming from a place of peace and love, it always seems beautiful. You know, when you're just around people, like every now and again, I'll go to like the Buddhist center and just to meditate and just to shut off. And you know, there's no judgment. They don't care what your religion is. They just no judgment. You go there, safe and peace. And I'll just go there and I'll just be like, do you know what? All these people of all different faiths, like there's Muslims that go there, there's so many different people, but everything's peaceful. And that's because they have their faith and they have something to believe in. I know that there is a lot of conflict between, you know, different religions, yeah, but I don't think there's a conflict with faith. I really think it's just to do, I think it's the religion factor. I think it's because, you know, this one says, my God, this and this is my, and they all the man-made things about religion are shoved in people's faces, yeah. But when you strip them all down to their core, they're all faith. And that's what, and I think that's what, yeah, and I think that's what
Makes sense.
doing. And that's why I just choose to try not to judge. And yeah, you know when a person's bad. We can spot when a person's bad. You know what I'm saying? But we can also spot when a person's good. And I just think, do you know what? I like having conversations with other people who are open-minded about different faith and religions. Like, because when you talk about the religion, but then when you get down to the faith, they're like, yeah, I feel the same. Oh my God, this feels, and that's how it is. So I think that's where it comes down to frequency and vibration of things. 100%,
Yeah,
man.
definitely.
I love conversations like this, guys.
Yeah, no, it's deep, it's deep, but it's deep, it's deep.
Lovely.
But it's deep. Me personally, most of my conversations day to day, people, it's just general chit chat, and like banter, chit chat here and there.
Yeah,
It's nice not just to like. I mean, the only time I do stuff like this is when I'm praying to God and praying my own time. It's hard to find people that are like minded like this. And also got to go to church, and it's hard to find people that are like minded that want to have these conversations. And I guess some people it might turn off some people, but. You know, it's just them ones where sometimes it's just the truth. You know, it's what you need to hear. If you want to see maximum blessings, maximum peace in your life, you need to have these conversations. I mean, simple as that.
100%. Because a lot of people, you know, like, you know, when a lot of people jump on this, you know, this trend about, you know, spiritual awakening and all these kind of things and whatever. But it's just, and then as soon as you talk to them, you say to them about God and a higher being and stuff, and they're like, "Oh no, I just believe in my crystals and my this, that, and the da 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 da." da." And I'm like, "But who do you think made all that though? Who do you think could all that possible? Like, are you mad? Like, at the end of the day, it's God that's taking care of you. So be real." But Holly says, "My faith is a knowledge in the heart beyond the reach of proof. Faith has kept me alive, and I love to see faith in other people. It's so wonderful. Oh, that's such a beautiful thing. That's such a beautiful thing, and I'm happy for you. That's why I just think if people hold on to your faith, guys, like don't lose sight. And I know sometimes, you know, when you get to points in your life where you think, you know what, why are these things happening? Or why is this not going the way that I wanted? Each and every time, just pray on it. Pray on it. Give it to the universe. Give it to God, and it'll be answered. The power of manifestation is so real, and I think people forget that the words we speak, the way we carry ourselves, the tones we use, and even the concentration levels, it has to be on point in order for you to manifest everything you need. We see these stories, we see the videos on, you know, YouTube and stuff of people saying they gave their life to God and everything came correct. And it can't be, you know, it's not a coincidence, and it's not, all these people are not making it up. There's no way. But even when my friend when she said to me, I spoke to God and he spoke back. Literally, I felt it and I heard him, and her life was just on the up there. So she's true testament to that. And I was just like, and that's somebody who didn't believe, didn't even acknowledge that there was a God or there was anything. And she just said, you know what? It's divine timing. Divine timing is a real thing, and it will come to you when it needs to. That's why I just give people, I'll just discuss things with people and give them what I know or how I think, and you know, when they're ready. But I don't think there's a person who I've had a conversation with who was like a non-believer, and at some point they come back and say, do you know what? Said that, and it's right, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It ain't wrong.
We're here to plant the seeds. You know what I mean? Like even our conversation. I mean, when we talk with people, we want to give them a chance to at least, like, you know, step into faith, step into the opportunity to connect to God and connect to Christ. So yeah, all you can do is plant the seed. That's what we can do. Plant the seed. That's it. That's what we can do, and we can't
Of
do nothing else.
course.
It's up to God to do. Okay, hear me?
What Verb says, he said facts, me I got
Me, I've got
picnic.
picnic. Trust me,
Verb,
100%.
Verb, you actually killed me. Like, you got away with words out there. He's brilliant, man. But yeah, yes, man. So, guys, at the end of every discussion, I always ask my guest to give us some words of wisdom. So, Pam, I'm gonna come to you first. I'm gonna pick on you. Give us some words of wisdom for this week.
Believe in yourself. Don't listen to the naysayers. If you want something, go and get it. The world is your oyster. Yeah, and just keep it pushing. We move.
Yeah,
come on,
just like that. I love that, Tan. That's a good one. In South, give it to me.
I'm gonna steal on that. Actually. So this one is like, I'm sorry. Forgive me, Denzel, but Denzel Washington. So if you listen to the news, if you don't listen to the news, you're uninformed. If you listen to the news, you're misinformed. So be careful.
Very careful.
Okay.
That was a deep one.
Wow.
That was a very, very deep one. I like that one. No, but it's good, man. And I just think it puts a good energy out there and it gives people something to think about. But I just want to thank all you guys in the comments. Yeah, you lot, I love the way you interact. I love the fact that you all, whether you've got your own platform or whether you're just a viewer, like, do you know what? It's just beautiful and it's so nice. And each and every week, it's like you lot just come with good energy. You come with the good opinions and you just keep it flowing and it's really nice. And I love I love when they put the comments in and we can bounce off them. It's really good. So yeah, so you lot carry us. Big up to everybody who supports the podcast.
What about you? What about you?
Did you not see I was trying to get away from it? Because
no, you're trying it. Don't try it. What about you? What do you like to say?
I was trying to waffle off, guys. What I would say is don't allow people to get you out of character. I know it's tough. Please believe me. Nobody knows more than me, but don't lower your vibration just to meet people at theirs, because it's not worth it. It's really not. Okay. And that's my word of wisdom for this week. I think I done all right still.
I love it.
But no, big up Kanika. Go and follow the Abundant Ones. Go and follow the Talk Real podcast. We've got an episode coming out soon. We did a takeover on Tan's podcast.
Yes, it was amazing. My birthday's next week, so it's dropping on the 28th of November.
Dropping on the 28th of November, so guys, look out for that. Big up NG Bands who just joined, but the NG Bands were jumping off. I know we're going now, but we'll be back up live. You can catch us live tomorrow from 8 p.m. on Instagram. And we'll put up the post there. And also, guys, in the comments, go follow each other, interact, show love and stuff, because we're all out here just navigating our way through. And I just want to say, you know what it is each and every time. It's love. I had the pleasure of spending the weekend with you, and it was absolutely beautiful. I had the best time. We'll have to get definitely a happy birthday shout out. And Sav, I just want to say, do you know what? It was I experienced your energy on a live that we did on one Thursday when trying to be on and stuff. And I just knew that we had to have a discussion. I knew we had to chop it up. So I just want to thank you.
I'm privileged and thankful you gave me opportunity to talk in this live.
Thank you, Sam. Lovely meeting you as well.
We'll definitely connect beyond this for sure.
Definitely connect them. We're definitely got to do a studio episode one time. Don't worry, next year we're on it. We're on it in the studio.
Let's go.
Great, man. We've got loads coming. Cheers, me, lad. I've got a show alongside the amazing Creeper Crisis called Hot Seat. It's amazing. It's amazing. If you haven't seen it, go check it out.
I'm more than ready.
And guys, Kanika, you just reminded me. Thank you so much, because how did I not even mention that? Go and check out Savvy's music today, now, today.
Yes.
I
Okay?
appreciate
Thank
you. I
Go and
you.
appreciate
check that
you.
out.
I appreciate
So,
you.
guys, we will be back next week with another guest, I'm sure. Don't you worry. But, you know, in the meantime, keep going, keep pushing, keep shining, and just do your thing. Do
Energy.
your thing.
Go
Okay,
follow,
guys?
go follow Glamz Tanya. Go follow
Yeah,
Yeah,
us.
go
yeah.
Go
follow at
follow
Glamz
Savvy.
Tan. I'll plug it
Run it
in the
up.
link and everything. Yeah, and go and follow Sav. Go on, run up numbers, please.
Definitely.
Thank you. Okay, guys, I'll see you soon.
Love.
Bye.
Bye.
Bless. Take care. Love, love, love.
Bye.
Bye.